welcome to this edition of Whiskey at Work. I am Mark Houston, along with Rob on the far right, as always, and back again in this video.
Somehow that's gonna come back to haunt me, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And reintroducing, you might remember her from such Whiskey at Work videos as Green Spot and Woodinville, I believe. Yep. Hello, Leslie. Well, Leslie. Now I've got Casey and Leslie. Perfect.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Heretofore to be known as Lynn.
As long as there's free booze, you can call me whatever you want.
You're very open and accessible to these, and it's always at the very last minute too. It seems when we call you in.
Yep, every time.
Either you really like free drinking.
Alcoholic.
Well, I just
twist my arm to drink with you on a Tuesday. That's fine.
Nothing like hanging out with a couple of old dudes drinking whiskey.
Yeah, this is.
It's every girl's dream, right there.
Is it though? Because I can't think of one.
My hobbies include.
And so far we found two.
That's weird down here. What are the odds? Hey. If you haven't noticed in these videos too, we are trying to get. Is more professional the word I'm looking for when we shoot these?
I don't know. How about we start with better?
Just better? Okay. So
Russ is getting more professional. Yeah. We're trying to get better.
So we have 3 cameras in the room now, and when you're not used to talking to one camera and suddenly there's 3 of them, it's hard to keep your focus in just one place. And then
there isn't a director in the back where the red light comes on the top of the camera, so we know which camera to look at.
Well, that's true. We're gonna mess this up constantly, aren't we? Anyway, this is already my God, it is. This is the 4th video we've done.
Thank God.
It's
about over
on the regions of Scotland. But to my credit, Rob, we have found a couple of scotches that you enjoy on this little journey, haven't we?
They've been my scotch.
But you enjoy them. You just hadn't opened them until we decided to start filming, did you?
And you enjoyed them on camera. That's the most important part.
Right, so there's proof that he liked them.
Yeah, we have proof. You can't deny it.
Because I bought 2 of them and then purchased on our behalf the other 2, including this one.
Leslie, let's talk about...
okay, Huston, please tell me.
Let's talk about your... introduction, or is scotch something you're familiar with at all?
No, this is the first scotch I've ever had on purpose. I like
bologna. Really?
No bologna. Nope. Yeah. And so the only time I've ever had scotch was when I was little. My dad.
See, I wasn't far off.
Interesting story, shouldn't it?
When I was younger, my dad left a glass out on the table like overnight, and I was like, that looks cute, it looks tasty. And so I just knocked the whole thing back. I was like 6, had no idea what the hell I was doing.
And then
Am I allowed
took
to say
a
that?
nap.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Huh. What happened?
Immediately projectile spewed it everywhere. There was no hiding that. So I haven't touched scotch since, and I didn't know it was going to be scotch. So thank you, I think.
Yeah. Well, now I'm really interested to see how we're going to end this video today.
Yeah, let's not unpack my childhood.
Projectile vomiting.
No, I'm doing good though. I'm doing well right now.
Good. Yeah, you've had 2 very small sips so far.
Very polite sips.
Rob's on his 3rd glass before we got started here.
It's 3rd glass. I just keep tipping it up a little because
it's the same glass.
That's true.
It's never technically been full.
We are in the 4th region, like we said. Seemed like hours
tell
ago.
Them what we're drinking and where it came from. Maybe?
Yes. Today we are talking about the Campbeltown region of Scotland, and we are drinking one of only 3 scotches that come from that region, which is an interesting story in itself. But this is called Glen, Scotia. The other one is, of course, I can't. The other one we were thinking of purchasing. What was it? Why can't I think? Why didn't I write that up on the board?
I don't know.
I knew what it was.
I didn't have it written down.
But there are only 3 that come from this entire region.
This is the only one we could find in town.
There were 2 in town, and that's the one you picked.
No.
Oh, really?
That's the only one that they had.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's the one we're drinking. And there's an interesting story behind the Campbeltown region of Scotland. It was known as the whiskey capital of the world at one point. They had over 30 distilleries in this place.
And
what
it's not a very large region area-wise, right?
It isn't, as far as the Highland region of Scotland is by far the largest. But this was one region that could have those bragging rights. But when you fly too close to the sun, sometimes the whole Icarus complex comes into play, and this is what happens.
Maybe you're going a little too far
Did
down.
I go too far? Did I get?
You had me in the first part.
Totally blew the ending, didn't I?
I'd have stuck with hubris.
Well, that's a great word to use for this region, because they decided to go quantity over quality, and they started to push it out as fast as they could. The recession hit, prohibition hit in the United States, and that crushed this region.
As it turned out, the whole world figured out everybody could make crappy whiskey, so
is this a comeback hit?
Got pushed out of the market?
No.
Or are they still an underdog?
Well, like I said, there's only the 3, and I believe it was... I can't remember. It wasn't this one that got it started. It was a different one, I believe. And once they got the ball rolling and got the distilleries up and running again, the region of Scotland guys that give you your title back, I believe that's technically what they're called in Scotland, said, all right, back in 2010, so it's only been 10 years, that this has been an official region of Scotland again with their 3 distilleries.
Were they removed because they weren't producing enough, or what was the...
I believe it was all taken away from them because they were just making crappy scotch, and it all kind of went to hell. And they said, look, if you guys can't meet the standards of good scotch that our country is known for, then sit over there.
There's the door, mister.
There it is. You can just walk on out. So they decided to, all right, step their game up, because, a scotch boom has since happened in the past, 20, 30 years, really. It's taken off again, and people are starting to, here in the United States at least, are starting to discover it all over again. Like you two. You're really coming around to...
Yes, all over again. It took 14 years.
I want to go...
You're only 20? You can't be in here.
I want to...
You said you were 6, and then 14 is 20, and hey, math.
I want to just put myself
in English,
all right.
in the room
Hence
you were
hubris.
in when you saw the glass sitting there.
Okay.
Did you...
It was 9 p.m. on a Thursday.
Did you regularly take half-drunk glasses of things and consume them? Or why
in my
this
broke
time?
college years, yes. As a child, no.
Okay, so... Well, did your dad like scotch?
Yeah, he was.
Well, obviously.
He's still big on scotch.
Does
not enough to finish the glass, apparently.
Yeah, he was just...
Listen, we don't know his backstory. We're really just diving really deep into this one anecdote that I threw out. I felt like I could trust you guys, and now here we are.
Well, don't ever think you can trust.
How close does he live from us? How much fun can we make?
Yeah. Where does he live? Is he from here? Is he going to watch this?
No, he's not going to watch it. No.
Very good.
He lives in Wyoming, so.
They don't drink scotch in Wyoming anyway.
I'm sorry to everyone in Wyoming. It's a beautiful state. So.
Internet either. That's funny. So anyway, that's kind of the backstory on the Campbeltown region of Scotland. Again, only 3 distilleries, and it's kind of I guess with this one that we're drinking, we all have had 3 very different takes on it. Totally different.
No, it's kind of disappointing, actually.
None of us can agree exactly on what this is, but I think that's because it's a combination of that peatiness and also that a little bit of sweetness that comes from a couple of other regions of Scotland, I think.
See, I'm not getting a lot of peat out of here.
Not in this one. No, I agree. I don't get that.
Compared to the crap you're going to make us chew on next week. This is
excited for that.
Pretty mild.
This is pretty mild.
Trying not to, and it doesn't burp near as bad as the Lagavulin. This one you can get away with.
We've somehow turned that into a thing on this video of how our whiskey burps.
Can we get like a little meter at the bottom of the screen?
We should. If Russ can put that
3 out of 5 on my burp meter.
How is the burp scale there?
With like Rob's head next to it. Like.
It'd be a bobbling a little bit. Be perfect.
Like Booger.
Revenge
of the Nerds.
Out of all of we've had so far, this has been my least favorite. It's not. I would never buy this. I don't think I'd ever drink it again. It's got a very Band-Aid flavor to me. That's the
not
best
true.
way I can describe it.
I don't know.
I loved
taste the
how
Band-Aid?
I loved how it smelled.
A little bit.
It smells like a Band-Aid a little bit.
Oh, see, and I'm getting the opposite. I'm smelling the chocolate liqueur that you described earlier,
I think.
but I'm tasting the Band-Aid.
Well, and you had just added the water when I said
Mm-hmm.
that, and since it's like I don't know, sitting around a little bit maybe affects that, but
It could, I suppose, but yeah, I'm not going to buy this. I don't think.
I get a little of like that bitter Band-Aid smell.
Oh, I'm tasting it.
I don't taste it.
It's like I had one on my finger for a couple of days and then bit it off because it gets on there so crusty that you can't peel it off the normal way.
you're swimming in
That's
the
what I'm
pool
getting.
and one hits
Yes,
you
and
right
one
in the
hits
face.
you right in the mouth and you kind of ingest it a little, then spit it out. That's what I'm getting with this.
Very specific scenario.
We are not getting a sponsorship from
No.
Glen, Scotia at all.
Sorry, guys.
I don't know.
this
Send
one.
me a bottle. I'll talk you up.
Anyway, next week we will be doing the last region of Scotland, which will be the Isla region, which is the region that scares most people away from drinking
Mark
Scotch
will
whiskey.
likely be doing by himself.
It's got some wonderful. It's the most flavorful Scotch you can drink, but it's not a place to start, and I think that's why we saved it for the end.
By flavorful, he's not saying that in a positive manner.
So what we might need to do is bring back in maybe the Glenfiddich or the Auchentoshan
Auchentoshan.
to kind of take that Isla flavor away. And since you were in this video in our Scotch series, Leslie, we will invite you probably back maybe to
That'd
have
be
some of
lovely.
that.
Thank
Would
you.
you? Okay.
I haven't ruined it yet. That's wonderful.
No, you
Yeah.
haven't. Not yet. You've had like 4 or 5 of these you've been in, and
Just
so far
wait.
we.
Just wait. Just give me an opportunity.
Wait till you try next week. We're
can't
going to
wait
revisit
to
your
chew through it with
6-year-old
you.
self,
Yeah.
I think.
And we
Thanks.
want to thank, of course, Timmins Market for being a part of this too. They have a wonderful bourbon section in their liquor store, and they do have some pretty good scotches to pick through as well. I don't think you're going to find this out there, and after they watch this, they're probably not going to be stocking this one either. So we'll see. But anyway, Leslie, thanks for stepping in for
Thank you
Kelsey.
so much.
Yes, we appreciate it. And we thank you so much for watching too. You can get us on our social medias. We are on Whiskey at Work on Facebook. That's Whiskey with the E. Whiskey at Work on Instagram. Whiskey without the E. Don't even bother with the website right now until we can get our
Till we can kill Jeff
Till
in
we can-
Texas.
get rid of Jeff
Coming
from
for ya.
Texas and get our domain name back. But we are on there. If you search for Whiskey at Work, you'll find our website too. And that's where we have the videos for YouTube. We have the blog posts that are up there, and soon we'll have the reviews of the whiskeys we've been drinking as well. So again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you next week from the Isla region of Scotland.
Yay.